Hey Dylan. Hey Dylan. I'm doing a course tier list on MK64, so you better not say anything wrong about it because it's just my opinion. And could you look on I'm using a video capture card. I'm using a capture card to stream. Maybe I should actually watch it. So, can you hear me? So, can you hear me? Okay. So, I'm making a stream. I'm making a tier list, guys. Okay. So, my first course is going to be Luigi's Raceway. In my opinion about this course, it's just average. Not disappointed, but just average. Wah. Only because it's the first course in the game. It feels like every course in every Mario Kart game is just average. It can be fun at times. It's not just be best to be just it's just average. And why it's average is because you could be front running the race and you can just lose to either a star or golden mushroom or 3 mushrooms at the end of the lap 3. So you could be losing the whole. You could be winning the whole race, driving so well, and just the 4th place person or 3rd place person or even 2nd place could get a star, mushrooms, and everything. So yeah, that's my take on Luigi's Raceway. It's just average. Okay, nothing much to that. But the next course is KTB. Who to reach? I am disappointed in Disappointed only because this course is my enemy lately, and it does not like me on that ramp sometimes. But I'm getting better, so it might go to average, but not now. If I get more consistent, it'll go to average. You could be if you're down in this race a lot. It's really hard to come back unless you get like a star and lightning, which is the most it's the items that you want most. Gels are not really effective in certain parts, but they can be if they're on a if you're at the end of the race and someone's far ahead, you could still hit them with the red shell. And there's a path to the outside if someone has lightning. So if you even get hit by lightning, at least you're still going forward. You're not losing any time. You're only losing time if someone takes a shortcut. So it's not fun to be behind most of the time. Sometimes you want to front run this, but sometimes you want to be like in second and get a good item to get ahead. Yeah, that's KTB for you. It can be either like okay at best if you're in the lead, and it's like ugh, they can still catch up with this one item. Next, oh, never mind. KTB was 3rd. Next is Moo Farm. I think Moo Farm is just average. Just why? Uh, Nothing much to say about this, but you just go like in a NASCAR race, but there's moles, so you can get it can be really frustrating or really fun if you get ahead, if you get a good item, if you get lightning and star, obviously on this course. But if you drive well, you can still win the race even if they get a star it's because if you take you can still take the inside path of the moles and still beat the other person with a star if they're a little bit far behind. Uh, yeah, it's nothing much to say about moving farm besides the moles. And item boxes, you gotta be for this one. There's only 3 of them, no 4 of them, but 3 of them, 3 out of 4 is very useful. The 4th one is kind of too far close to the finish line, so it's not so useful all the time unless it's like a lightning, which you would have to be like super close to a person to even have a chance to win a race like that. So yeah, that's Moo Farm for you. For at least me, it can be just average. Why average? Why? Oh wait, this is Mario Raceway. Never mind. This is Luigi's Raceway. So next is Katie. I also think this course is whatever. Well, it could be fun, but I don't think it's fun. I think Mushroom Cup is just average mainly. It's you don't want to be front running this course that much unless people just keep hitting each other in the back. Then it can be just fun for you. But otherwise, it can be a close race on this one. And the item boxes I think on this course are I think perfect. So I think the last one is in the perfect spot, but if it was a little bit closer, but I think it's all around perfect for the item boxes to be placed. I think there's only one, two, yeah, three item box placements on KD. So you want to make sure you hit every single one on that one, especially that one. Especially you want it the last one if you're like behind and you've missed item box because item boxes could be you can take multiple item boxes on KD because they're super close. So I don't think it's too special on this one. Uh, yeah, that's KD for you. And Mushroom Crop overall is Y average right here. Okay, next is Toad's Turnpike. I think this is a little bit above average. It can be fun, but the reason why I'm going to downgrade it to just Y average is you can hit a lot of cars and the buses on this one. This one's really tough to have fun on. If you don't know what you're doing on this one, it's not fun. So you just have to drive well like it's time trials too well and then learn. And you just gotta be careful with getting items on this one because they're to the left on the course. I think there's like four or five on this one. They're all perfectly placed. Besides the last one, if you're far away, it's kind of sucks. So if you're close, you want to pretty much not want to knock them off with either shells or you want to place bananas all any like in certain spots so you can get them to crash in a vehicle because it takes forever to come back on this course. Takes like at least two or three item boxes to catch up if you're really far behind. So you want like mushroom, like you don't want a mushroom on this one because it sucks. Star Lightning, even lightning will help because star and lightning are the best two items to get, obviously, in this game. It's nothing much else to it. It's a basically a 8. It's a number 8 course. The number 8. So it can be fun at sometimes, but not really. I think it's just WA average. And next, it is Choco Mountain. No, Frappe Snowland. Frappe Snowland, I think is a B. I think this can be fun. This can be a little bit of fun, but not awesome fun. Reasons? The snowmen. Snowmen cannot be fun for anyone because you can easily hit them. But that's my personal opinion about that. So if it's a close race, you must be scared in the last item box. You really want a certain item. It's always a scenario you want either. If everyone's super close, you want to have, I think, shells, triple to be exact, to protect yourself. If you're ahead in first place, you want like triple shells, like especially green shells. Behind, you want either a lightning or star, which is the obvious best answer. But red shells can also work to guarantee a second place at that moment. But if you get a star in that moment, you most likely going to get first, and that can be an intense battle. And lightning is a really useful item on this course. There's like 2 spots to use them on this course. One like halfway when you jump over to get items, and you have to jump over a little river, little snow river. Or in that spot, if you time it correctly, they can go into the river water, and then take like almost 10 seconds before they get placed down. There's another 8 seconds or something like that. The other one is a long time. Sometimes if you tumble, it takes a little bit. It takes like around 10 seconds still. And you could basically you could be first place for the whole race, and at the end you can get last basically if the other people get items, certain items. So you want to be very careful on this one, but it's just best to be just WA on this one. Next is Chagamon. This one, I don't say I want to be disappointed in this one. I think it's just average, actually. So the only reason why it's not disappointed, because there's only one complaint by everyone. It feels like is the turn on the very end of Chagamon, or and bananas too. But if it's bananas, it's kind of your fault. But if it's lightning, it's the most BS because you just gotta drive really well, and if they don't have an item, you gotta slow down. Sometimes it's very hard on this one, and it can be hard to come back after that. You basically need like stars and lightnings on that one. Basically, what any course you want is a star and lightning, obviously. Um, yeah, but that one can be very fun at first. If you're in the lead, you want the lead actually in this one. You do not want to be behind unless if you're behind, you want to get in first place as soon as possible. You do not want to be in the back. Never, obviously, in any game, but especially on this one, if you're behind, it can be tough. No, well, not much to say for Dry Mountain. It's just basically that one part at the very end, the turn. Caveman's Hill, everyone keeps on talking about the turn. Caveman's turn. Like, oh, banana placements, shells. Ooh, shells on this one is the red ones. I personally don't think you should get red shells on this one. I think you could get green shells. You can snipe people if you're behind. I made a comeback on this course. This is why it's just average and not disappointed. For at moments, it could be best to be just WA moments, but overall, because it's that I can have these moments best to be WA, B, that's a B tier for me. It's a C tier and D tier. There's no overall bad courses on, I think, in this game. So, okay, next one. Mario Raceway. To be honest, I don't think this is a bad course. It's a real fast course. But I don't think it's, I think it could be here or right here. But I think it can be fun. I want to put it here, but it's like borderline right there for me personally. So I'm going to put it in WA average only because it's just a really fast course. And it could be, and there's only 3 item boxes you get on the whole course. Personally, they could have added placements. The second one could have been, I can think they could have put 4 on that one personally. But with only 3, every single item box you get is counts. So this one can be a very intense course, especially if you're far behind on lap 2 and they're near the end of lap 3. It could be tough to come back because you basically need god items all the time, basically. So I think this is just WA average. WA. WA. WA, yo. So, not much else to that course, really, besides to get all your items. And be very cautious how you use your shells because you can lose your shells on this one with the shell count on this. It can be tough. So just drive very well, get your mini turbos in. Especially the second item boxes can be tough with if everyone's really close. So you have to be ambiguous where you want to go. If you want to get item box, someone's ahead of you, they might turn, so you might actually want to stop or take a left turn or right turn depending on where they want to go. And that's of course from Mario Raceway for me. That's WA average. So overall, Toad's Turnpike, overall Flower Cup, it is still average, a little bit above average, slightly than Mushroom Cup. It's a little bit better, personally, because Mushroom Cup can be all luck. When it gets to Flower Cup, it's a little bit more skilled, the racing part and using the items. Star Cup. Okay, reason. It is super fun, super WA tier for me because I am the glorious WA. No bias towards one. Actually, this is a lot of fun. I always love this course. It's at least you get 4 minutes, like 3.5 minutes of fun on this course at least. And each lap, like you don't have to worry till technically lap 3. But if you fall off the ramp near the end, it could be hard to come back. If you fall on lap 1, it's really tough, but you could still come back from it if you get great items. And you can do a lot of stuff on this course. You can place bananas in certain spots. You can throw the shells. Like, I forgot to talk about shells like Luigi's Raceway and Moo Farm. You can bounce them off the walls and it'd be great. Even in the tunnel of KTP. But that's super hard to do. But this course, oh my god, it's so much fun. Why? Why is gonna win? Why? You can like especially near the end can be tough. The bananas, lightning can screw you in this one. So and this course you want to get a go like the main item if you're in first place that you want to get at the end is a ghost near the ramp. You time it perfectly, they can't hit you with lightning. That's what you want. You just want to get good luck, but you want to race well enough to get first place on this course. But it's so much fun, and the music too. Didn't tell you about the music on this one. Is very fun to talk to. Um, that's the first cup. That's the first race for for Star Cup, and I think it's the most fun out of the. I think it's the most fun course in the game, personally, in my opinion, because because I'm Wario, I'm the GloriousWah. Um, next up, Sherberland. I think it's best to be just Wah. It's above average for sure, but this one could be frustrating at times. But I say the Penguins are okay in this one. You just have to get around them. That's all. I would give this an average because I would put an average, but I'm not going to only because I don't want to complain about the Penguins. The Penguins are not your fault. They're part of the game, and you need to adjust to the Penguins. There's a lot of multitasking in this course, and if you fall off, you're basically down 10 seconds. Because when you come back, there's an icicle that's on you, and you have to wait even like 2 seconds for that. So it's even more waste of a time if you fall off. So you got to get your turning on some those cuts. If you want to cut, you want to know if you're gonna make that jump. And when you enter the tunnel, you want to throw the shells and place bananas there. It's the biggest point of that course is to cut. Like if you're behind, you want to come back and get like third or second. Those are the spots to put it. Near the end, it's the item. I think the item block placement sucks personally. It's way too far to the left. If it was moved to the right, I think if you got the items like closer to if you got moved to the right when you're going straight, because that's faster, I think that would have been fine. And personally, I think that'll be more a fun race to be. But overall, it's just to be wah. Best to be just wah. So overall, just don't hit the Penguins on this one. Do not hit the Penguins. And that's the second race in that one. Next is Royal Raceway. I think this is it, though. I think only awesome frontier. I think this is an awesome course. Personally, the item blocks, the item placements are fantastic. I just think it's like when you get the two item block placement at the end, I think it's good enough because I think it still can make a difference if you get the right item, but you have to be in a close race for that. But I think it's fun because you can catch up on this one, and I think it can suck only one reason for lightning on the ramp part because you could still make it possibly, but it's super hard because you got to aim way left to it, and not everyone can be good at that, but makes it possible, makes the ramp with the lightning possible. And the turns can you can the turns on that raceway can be fun. You can snipe people with shells. Banana placements are very useful at certain turns at like near the entrance of the ramp. When you can go into the grass, cut that turn even without a mushroom because it is a little bit faster. But if bananas are placed there, you can you can lay them down and make sure they spin out, like they can spin out all the way to the left, and they have to turn back. Plus, you could get screwed over by the ramp before you enter if you get hit. If you go to the left or right of it, it's like the ramp going up, so there's like a gate, but you have to turn around and then go back. But it's super hard because if you just keep on accelerating, you just go on the other side. So you want to slow down on this and stuff. I think it's, I still think it's fun and very intense for this. I think this is the only A tier I'm probably gonna get for this one. And yeah, that's Royal Raceway for you. It just comes down to good items, obviously, but driving is important, especially at the very end, because those turns can be hard, and you don't want to tumble into the water at the end, because that could happen. So just be careful on that. Just be careful. And the last race in in Star Cup is Bowser's Castle. Personally, most people give it average, C tier. But for me, I think it's best to be just WA because I always drive. I seem to drive well, but sometimes it's unfortunate luck on me. But I still drive well on this one. If you don't get hit by the twomps, I think you're good on this course. It's just really tough to come back on this one. It's 90-degree turns and everything. The stairs can be a problem for you. The spiral can be a problem if you place any items there. And yeah, it's just, I think overall it can be really, really fun, but it's not awesome fun. It can just be just fun. Just what means just fun for this one. I don't think that's bad. But if you fall off, I think it's tough to come back on this one because you just need basically a star lightning. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all you need, personally. But I don't think mushrooms really help you on this one, personally, with all the 90-degree turns. So just race well from the beginning because it's hard to use items on this course. I think bananas and I think green shells are the best option on this one. Red shells I don't think are effective unless it's on a straightaway and you're close to your opponent. Uh, what else? Oh yeah, there's some spots you can get hit with lightning off this one. There's the tunnel, like when you enter the castle, when there's like 10 seconds, like there's not the first two sets of twomps, but the third set, once you enter that bridge area of the lava, if you can get lightning off there, that's one spot. Another is you also can get right when you go to the spiral, you can get, if you're turning, if they time it correctly, you can get knocked off. You can spin out into the lava right there. Also on the spiral, they can get you on there if you like you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go over, and they have lightning, but and if you slow down, you can still hit there. You can still get hit in the spin out to the lava. So you always want to slow down. If you see somebody with getting an item box there, you might want to slow down just in case, or risk it. It's always a risking or not risking on that part. Because basically, I think the last item boxes suck. I think the item boxes should be on the spiral, personally. Like one going up when you reach the end, you get the items there. I think personally it could be a lot more interesting. But with the way they have it, I think it's just for that course, it's the first couple and I think the last set of item boxes sucks. Unless you're on like lap two. Lap two is like the best part about that. It's your chance to come back in that race. Overall, it's that course is just best to be WA. And that's it for Star Cup. And overall, this is probably the best ranking for for the 4 cups out of the 4 cups so far, because I think this is the best cup so far, and it's really overall it gets an A tier for this, just because it's really fun. There's at least 2 courses that are fun on this course in this cup. I think Sugarland and Bowser's Castle. I think Sugarland could be awesome in certain ways, but I don't think it's that far. But it's close. Bowser Castle, it's just I race well on that one, so I give it that's probably best be Wah. And overall, that is Star Cup. Okay, here is the fun part. I think for this cup, I might give them all average because they're very, very hard courses. Um, I think the only one that gets to be above C tier is DK. No, not DK. I'm gonna explain why. I know. Explain why this cup is like just barely better than my. I think Mushroom Cup is still, I think, slightly better. Oh, Celestial Cup's the only reason why it's a little better because I have Rainbow Road and Best to Be Just Wah. It's a B tier, only because of the music. Overall, it can be long, it can be boring at times, but it's not really boring because you're playing Mario Kart. And yeah, there's plenty of spots you can do on that course. You can do plenty of things with shells, especially shells. Shells are important, but if you can fall off that course, like if you're doing non-shortcut with versus people or versus there's the shortcut version you can do on this one if you want to, if you all agree on it, if you all can do it. But that's the only reason why it would suck. But if you're doing the non-shortcut way, uh, I think it's still fun, personally, and it's I think it's fun to hit people on that course on Rainbow Road. If you knock somebody off of the shell, you can knock people off of a shell on that course, and it will be your own fault because you gotta. If they throw a red shell at you, you want to be either slowing down to a complete stop or be on the way left side. If they're hitting you at a certain, if you're drifting, you want to be not drifting. You want to stop drifting, go straight left, so you're not going to get knocked off. And that's it for Rainbow Road personally. DK Jungle Parkway sucks if you're behind. Also, it sucks once you get up that ramp. The off-road can suck if you get knocked into the off-road. If you get lightning there, you could get squished by light. You can get squished by the spiky coconuts, and it's gonna be a rough time. Overall, I think that course is just average. It can be fun at times. You can make comebacks on it. If you fall once, you can make a comeback on that one. It's just very hard. The bridge part can be fun for people. You can play bananas. You can throw shells. If you have a shell on there, Um, you're toast on that unless you have invincibility like a star or a ghost. That's it. Bananas you can slightly avoid, but if there's too many bananas, it's just jump into it and slide forward. Because you just want to be going forward at all times. And I think that's it for DK. Yoshi's Valley. It's fun if you know how to make the hairpin jump every single time. But if someone has lightning, it can be hard because they can still knock you off at any part because there's few railings near the uh when you exit out of when you enter the hairpin area. There's only like two spots that have railings, so they're not going to use the spot where you're at for the railings. So you better be careful at driving. You want to slow down if they use lightning. You can mash the B button. But if you fall off, it's just a pain in the ass to come back. It really is. You just need to drive very well each lap. If you fall off once, it could just still ruin your race. Even if you're far ahead, you could still possibly get second. It would suck. So just focus on the driving. Focus on your driving first. And just very glancely, if you hear an item box being picked up, look at a person's screen just glancely and look. And I think that's it for you. Usually, I think it's just average. Just wah average. Wah. Banshee Boardwalk. This one is a toss up between disappointed and wah average, and I gave it average only because if you drive really well the whole race, it can be just average. There is the bad house. There is the beginning part is fine. When you get to the middle part, it's gonna be suck. When you go up to the railings, there's no railing. When you take a left and what it has a 45-degree angle and it goes to the right again. That part can suck with lightning, and the other part when you go up and when you before you enter the bad house, that turn, lightning can be used. Lightning can be used in the bad house. Lightning can be used at the very end of the race too. So it could be very, very hard, but it could be very fun to know like, hey, can I time this? If you're the one in like behind, you can still catch up on this one. You easily can catch up on this course if you knock them off once. You knock them off all once, and if you don't get hit by anything and you're driving, you'll make a comeback on this course. It is very, very possible. I think it's easier than Yoshi's Valley to come back on this one, but I think it's just as hard as Yoshi's Valley, but I think it's just a tad bit better. Not much, but a tad bit better. So, um, overall, I think that course is just fine, but it can suck if you're way in back. Um, and I think that'll be it. That'll be it for my tier list. I'm gonna save this. Do the glorious courses for MK64. Export download image. Okay. As not my image is MK64 Glor. Okay, save. Okay. And that'll be it for my stream. I appreciate it. And hope you guys have a fun day. Wow.